music stops, I'll walk you to your door. You say goodnight like 1,000 times before. This is the night I just want you to know. This is the night I just can't let you go. Why should we wait until tomorrow? Why should we wait until tomorrow? Well, I can't wait until tomorrow. I need you tonight.
Yarate shikiros dene arohada okisgi hoje na hoiljisho denebanant Dr. Boo Nygren. Aida the mo do tin jigone hanayolka. Eshi hada okis asada olkis do slat the dos nigos and ado which hada okisgim. Yat do hehen hidini the hoje na hoiljisho. Roben kichanaste yobeneshlo. The never Washington at ended the inishgido, the honesigida, be abenesh, anit ohro, ben kilchin nashne. Hot okashin hodol jish hadesha dasokis, lake a chila na nishne doesn't not old was, late a kiss that is a nil hodasa, late tragida in disios, nidoj in yanda that eggy, kade hawango, kadazin le kehishin, bel deal dasan it hadeshin, et not energy, kashin, kamasanadon, hit shade, but not kahigida, kamadon, his jad and kalchinda. Eshube, a headolit, horoshin hodoljish. Upcoming holidays or appreciation days from the First Lady, Jasmine Blackwater Nygren, and myself in the executive branch, we wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Every November, American families celebrate Thanksgiving. For many Native American people, this holiday carries a different meaning. For some, it's a reminder of the history of genocide and oppression our ancestors faced. For us Navajo people, our version of Thanksgiving was traditionally celebrated in October after the harvest and the hunt. In our culture, the main course wasn't turkey, but elk, deer, and antelope. However, the turkey still holds a special place in stories passed down by our elders. The turkey played a crucial role in our survival. Our Navajo creation stories tell us that in the Third World, as waters began to rise and the people fled, the turkey turned back to gather food. It stuffed seeds between its feathers and climbed the reed to the Fourth World, the world we live in today. The turkey was the last one to leave the Third World, and to this day has white-tipped feathers because the water touched it before it left. When the turkey arrived, the people were hungry. The turkey shook its feathers, and the seeds it carried fell to the ground. These seeds became the plants and foods we rely on today. The turkey then told the Navajo people, "You have all these seeds, plant with them." Since then, we've planted in the summer and harvested in the fall. This Thanksgiving, as we gather with our Dene families, let us remember the strength of our Dene and the valuable lessons in our stories. Thanks to the turkey, and we have the seeds that nourish us, allowing us to come together and continue to share a meal every year. Eshibi horo to kesh mesh yazin jono that do sleto beninacheta not o don halchindon hikedan lenegi yat ehoshi that do sainton khan nada iste do Chiyan Trajina de Quiushi, da sost edo, childa dat enigi don Junoshi, as Kistah no son, Chiyan da Slado, Beda Hoto, Nisigido, Yo Behani, Don Hiked and Lenigi, Bahewin Zendo, Sashida, Chiyan da Sadabi Oda, Hiked and Lenigi, Satoida Nel Anida Honda, Chiyan da Slabchida do Kato, Hodin Rahido Kata, Double do Niso Ehotoshin, as Keda Dosne, Judia which the Neni Tenigido Kepe. Hat nenigi ea which a nasco be ka eat etolis, Jeshibin, a statin halt sode, Ben Honet Ado, Ben in Nachidona and Nishigi, Eshinobe Henitolit. Happy Thanksgiving dolit. Hone Nanigi local announcements. Missing Navajo people reports from the Navajo Police Department this week. From the Chinle Police Department, 45-year-old Terrence Woody was last seen Friday, November 1st in Rock Point, Arizona. He's 5'7", 155 pounds, with brown eyes and black hair, was last seen wearing a black cardinal sweater, tan and brown vests, blue jeans, and cap. If you have any information, call Chinle Police Department, 928-674-2111. Dishe hodo the ne bidaho ya doji hadabadan taigim. Terrence Woody was send sa des ahad na rado be eight nuts odi sejino city kisatauda de sande do bicha yagodot izugo yena rado belaj hoto eshin dal sound hode na rahat noda salabach da dosne chin leave it has under 928-674-2111. Ado hunetene banda hostinigi Anastasia Milford Chavez banda hostindo hawanda natzado abatkaya hot no hanen kichholya. A few of the week's accomplishments. Native Lands Insurance Services is our new pasture, range, and forage insurance provider starting January 1st, 2025. I signed an agreement with a Navajo-owned company called Native Lands Insurance Services, Inc., so Navajo ranchers and farmers have financial security during the drought and natural disasters. This agreement helps us as a government to insure our trust lands under the USDA's Pasture, Range, and Forage Insurance Program. Please rest assured that our ranchers and farmers will be in good hands and receive incentive payments that are unaffected in 2025. Dishe hodo the neba Washington big estkegi nikkeya na tlonshi hollonigi do dag at the hollonigi nikke the hollonigi ditla hot enigi gan naltke insurance but nenigi January 1st gaholgis do the Native Lands Insurance Services well nekhandal nish the nedan lo nikke khaije do dag at the hollodo na tlonshi da be the hollonigi ya the hossenigi do de this senigi hot on jono nikke kha do nast hol just no be la asli benda hoden khas kredodi hona hot jono besna pasleda hajol cheda dil nil to thodan lenigi hata has kerigi ado to bes bahadas aigida na tlonshi da don leader the never cave a cauda hajo na tlonshi dant egida hajol cheda do nil no eda hodat enigi jono beso be that niston helto na tlonshi do dak and ke da halonigi bin nature ad kui go da beso dan kich honal aya hot edole Eshjansi besh behenetesi sa de kuigo shida dit to o chi to de net obasen da hon chi hoda to ya tigi eshi to ba hoda no sin khoruye an jono behes ani be kaho aliya to behes ani be kaho di sa hot enigi at de net and lo do an ke de net and lo jono ni ka do cha it ati na hot it no so it ati abbo hodni a CKP Insurance, a December 31st, she that the Anchandal Nishulit Night, do Kiltano soy, Abich the Hadosne, a shinna de Zidishit at the Ajita Inishto, the hot end, Nana Hego, a unhit the net and long, a she hot oh, but Bekeya, Dobenat, Lonshi, the Halloda, Beninach, Anki Kaiche, Josat, Ore, Kushinachen, Kaiche, or Head, Ishena needle header is what dona nish in hosto, but hitchins and needed the bahasti, a hewins and don nasto hos jeslo, hot edel, a hot edel, that she saw that it's at ho need a hot end, hodobes zenigi nissa, then kitchen honish in a hot end, aroban dan kenne, sa hot enigi naltkendo yat eho, na de need nistel, nikishedo, hit order, kitchen, now we nada do less. A hot end, and I did dish kistan, so in Navajo Nation Department of Agriculture, which the hotosne aro shida shilles anigida bichi the hotosne to hanne do besh behne do na edikida bakado nilton kichi hondo nil ebe hehado lesto khoroye shin da hosne anne hilado lesta no soye neshi hehado les lesla balagan ne kail godne kadia de nedan lo jono na neshol diagi an khan sa hakesto at ne bazin lila ye shida no das chin da hanne elo hehado les aro honeshinane in the Navajo Nation is advancing modernizing its new ERP system. I was in Albuquerque last week to sign a contract with Arctic IT, a native-owned technology firm, to implement enterprise resource planning system. This is a step to modernize our government operations. This new system will replace the outdated accounting system to improve effectiveness and efficiency in human resources, finance, and tribal enrollment. It will speed up hiring personnel, processing vendor payments, and distributing chapter allocations. The ERP system is a solution to challenges like paper-based applications and delays in hiring. The integration of tribal enrollment systems will also aid in efficiently serving urban Navajo populations. Dishihoro at the Neba Washington, Le Basin Sekesigi Sahot Enigi, Bedeton Nishto, Beninacho, Nish Horobe Hanaste. Khait Olan the Nebo Washington Edesni do Skinslon Hatnado Nalsostayan Hatchigido a ladashin do Lieston le Nahadel Neshigit and Alsosta Skins of Johodal Indo Le no Ekat Njono Sahot Enigibitati the Bildiganic at Enterprise Resource Planning System no Tratin daba asa the million sa Schlatnach Bahoto Le Kadi ta sa hone lamp kenda hil yagi or en sahot enigi yego etes no do the neda nanish bahedit to leader beso dan handal neshibich hol negi do tra naz nelida skinslo beso da bich hodal net do hodahot egi hot o le the nebke abaka the nebka I yerigi do beso do nal sos da bich na hot idol noye hadel Diga the Kushina he open the hat the Nemedan ada asaho kauk adenda Njono had the Yado and Beoto Nilo Lehona hot as Yego has Hodoshi the Nebo Washington si Horoba Yeshketo Njono is Schatole Jerk at Hode Dishid the patient sick case do Hanet do Skinsland hat Nanigi it all the debate that Inish and Hisha Haishebin do hot the Inish the Snoik that's not Dino not Des didn't anslon Kadenda Etza as Jansit Asana Hedjo Nilin Senende hot on at Aban this case idea Sanazin as Narab on Nache the Nay Yadel Nishuk Adenda at Zaigiba Henson do you the Nebo Washington Yandal Nishika Jagi Yenda de Stral do be Nasco Ohoto Niligi Eto Cadolil Ishi Ben Jono Nihilto Ahonanat o Nade no Snishtolich Nebo Washington Bandas Nishigi 225 bathroom additions have been completed or are in progress. I visited Carmen and Derek James' home last week in Pruitt to see their completed bathroom addition. NECA reported that it will install a 1,000-gallon cistern tank and septic system for the family and will complete the project in 2 weeks. These bathroom additions and repairs are creating a new life standard for many across the Navajo Nation. In October 2023, I signed a $100 million contract to improve housing conditions. Half of those funds are allocated for new bathroom additions. The other half are for renovations. These bathroom additions put infrastructure in place so homes are ready for full water line and electrical connections. The Nisha da Baka Pruitt the Quigushin one bed at the Sedo one Yajabiga dust Ado Yan da Altahigim Sandas Neligis la Nes E do Beni Nache who naked hat enigim kissing the house net do ba hate needs in da no hoto banda netra do dia yis bitte da ni clinic area si bohne thoda shadol eto pesle chida shichin hodol nil no ba hojo nde zedenta nezetin the million sa honela one bidal dot sito bidal dot alch nene hot ohol jish din le Washington beson hich honal hingim khaira alada thoba dot sito bes chida bich hodol ninde ya na alta higido hajol chadet eto dot dabet nile evinina dia yesem beses din quick ade na kedinezet din do na din shla honela no tahot ban kelta hojo si denne do shi eto nebe ka da ige de na nishlo bedalt an kedine dan lo aninda kremado jada dan lo jono na nishbada test ado inacha dedi kashmish yaja hatnenigi ishin hot ot khajida shin da yisni do balchinda shido bekedo be masanido be ma balchinda enigi inachinda ilni dishido jono le kanada honela besona be lana saslin de shninde hui gente nechida yos ido do shido one bit it adan satashi pinot the neda chian banda inniho din das neshigishi it's adon da ilni hote at khoda ina khauda hoto yobash khojonle. This week, my office hosted leadership from New Mexico. This week, I had a 2-day executive leadership meeting with New Mexico Indian Affairs Department of Transportation from New Mexico, Division of Economic Development, Division of Aging and Long-Term Services. We discussed to maximize New Mexico capital outlay funding to finish building our senior centers, veteran facilities, chapters, police stations, and more. Le hode the mobis canado the modo no kidjingonem dada yo troja ha zoja large na nishbada test anigido large the satanigi governor Lujan yandad nishigi at keen bike test na nishanol chato bitchish nenigi bike test do bakana wogido as tuido sanida bike test ingido lo kalchin ultra igida dema Washington bekeb ka khoyo troje ha zoje na nishidel enigin kha haskre khit ola hajo eskelnda dil nish ebe njono suido sana yinda tehigido salalt soda don les lauda belnda has anigi ben khadi chahto da nil ilto het ola to beson kitchen del ingi ben dal nish noy di anna kha yo troje ha zoje kushi de mil san kitchen del in khada jobba adolon kalchin yuda all khaige ben in het ola njono sa beso ashabanda dit alto be kan na go to ultra yida net loda le khanoy na hata bin yehoden khailte nat anio trojen lenibe khisen da hausesne aro altsede yise bayadel tigide kstana dezedo beso nadil sosto yo trojeb honalne judo chi de nos idelas kadaze sta se bina khestana khedal on khel ola to ngedo beso danitsenen hie chi de dos inbenyen ke hodelia het ola da to sis noye daideskin she khodo be hode bes was anda beso ikida des ido ya yeltida hone besin khilna hasatron dida zeto nke at ende le sacho honal nahegi khajuda nada di tsilon jono Navajo Code Talker Museum that's a bit odni aro the Nebo Washington e hone nado was di peso yo troje no tahegi hojen dasil sos ohot ende an hinke peso e bin da di chenle nacho hodal ya bin nahido jo e hot o ne tratnas ne lebesen das anigi do yita hasato le noya e hot open da huit ado yego ba ya del tdido chi desil inoe sta na den de milen sa leshin yo troje bch hondol ne shedo in senda ai ta e peson ke hon liat o jo khaila tskil ai tan da ashna do tskil lesh khado khaligi e hot enigi peso bch hoda dil nil eto nat an khunda dil nil ta no ben hasha e hot o jol kel na hosilna e yoba khensen yo troje ha zoje nat ani lenigi ai yesente never card de short no nki cases don hi ga hos zote Major projects I'm working on. The first work order for housing under the Navajo Land Commission office was issued to Direct Homes for modular housing. Direct Homes will provide 84 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom homes that range from 1,000 to 1,100 square feet. Each home will cost about $128,000. 84 homes will cost a total of $10.7 million. With site development, skirting, gutters, and steps, the cost is $1.6 million. We added Navajo Nation tax at 6% to the cost, which comes to $748,000. The grand total of $13.2 million. This past week, we are working to submit the 50% first payment so the contractor can proceed with ordering the first modular homes. The Navajo Land Commission because anigi hawan sa binye and dahisil ni 84 17 doba antin honela hawan denen na chahada nes khado bichin da has ido kaya yego bichin da nanigi le oze sa hasle da e hoto honela hawan be la asli do kashi kat bitates nistole hona hot ashiat in 84 homes in jono ni nelole khat ata de mil sa honela ba hasli ba shel hojo de ne de nisto hawan da de nilo kuigo shin hol jestigan hawana yude nilo no ba shel hojo hot end she khodo ta ntane da be khanaste peso dan kiche handa in haishe bin nabchin da hon tlatkin lale chide nil on do hod de ne ye bichin da hoit naninda hot o ndel ne shoebi ga to leshnene e hot on jono Navajo Land Commission office because anji 84 homes in the Hazni to the Ahona Hot Ashim, the need the Bagandole, a hot or bashes Hojohe, the Yeshin the Hadne, Quishina He, don't the Quishin Hawandit, and the Neita Quigoshin says was Ayo Koro since it was Oyat Etolis, another Hashim, the net shade that is Toye, Yeshin the Hot Lesson. What then? Shade of hot Obansis case, oh, the Inish to the Kai Yedok Anda, the Neverland Ann Schlina, the net shadows of Linda, Ede Bednesh Carlans, no, Nash Nistalation. So, as you hoto, Behon Nielsen Sobansis case. Work with Navajo Land Commission to apply for home repair. Navajo Land Commission is starting the process for applications submitted by relocatees for the NE relocation funds. They are currently working with our 4 families to purchase materials for home repairs. These repairs will be completed using sweat equity. Navajo Land Commission does not have the labor funds included in our resolution operating budget at this time due to a continuing resolution. Dishe aja Navajo Land Commission business anigim khait ora le aja nacha hadan kindes khado hawanda shkhado was hajol chedo nis khanenigi peso baholonde and naz nishigi bebekendo liatigi do holloda hot en ashebenesh adosh alchendosh ked ayedan anto allachenesh ji do beta hoto netligi shanda hosni do ebigato listato no in khabohne ango ajishinal sosnda do sosto bandar notkal Ado eshibe kehen kedini dolis ado khad akisigi hodoya denebananta Dr. Nygren zono shin keshmish yazid at so do hawad na hiso khado sashin yego ndano chado ayonde joltai khaligi do na hal rasligi dan kenasloda sashin Dallas Cowboys dan kenasloda sashin Washington khadshi dan slinigi khadshi hata so kizigi hajo da hosyado listo ayo nisado hajo ke destido ani be hastin chiyan da dabi ohda khayda da
bene şey tam da terörün şey taçin şlanta bajaj başın tane da şey da şinle I work with the Division of Navajo Transportation. Wanted to provide you some information since our last update on September 19, 2024. One of the things that has really been occupying our time was transitioning from fiscal year 2024 to 25. The continuing resolution kind of threw a monkey wrench into our activities because we have made this big transition from 24 to 25 where we have positions in 24 cost sharing between budgets, and in 25 we had consolidated all of those ones together. So when we went back to the old structure, we kind of had to blend certain things in with our tribal funding. That made it a little bit more difficult. We did have issue with a few of our staff not getting paid, so it took us about a payday and a half to get everybody brought current. But we did work with our staff, and we appreciate the support that we got from DPM, from contract accounting, from payroll, to make sure that our staff got paid in a timely manner. So the next one that we had that was really interesting this last quarter was we had a work session with the Resources and Development Committee on what's called the Navajo Nation Fuel Excise Tax Program. That program has been around for a number of years, administered by Navajo DOT. The problem was that it had transitioned several times, and there were updates to the regulations, the fund management plan. So when we finished our assessment of it, we reported to the Resources and Development Committee that the way that we've been doing the allocation for the funding is a little bit off from what actually is allowable under the regulations and the fund management plan. So we are going to be making amendments to the regulations and the fund management plan to make it a little bit more clear. Adding to it, we will be coming up with a scoring system mechanism for rating projects that can be included as part of the funding request for the fuel excise tax program. We're working with our team to get all that completed by the end of December so that by January we can get the legislation processed and enacted into law by the Resources and Development Committee so that we can get everything aligned. And thereafter, we'll be doing appropriations from the funding that's available at this point. So we're really excited about that. I think the difficulty in the allocations up to this point has been that there's 25% of it that's allocated for use all across the Navajo Nation. Then the remaining 75% of the revenue, the way it's supposed to be allocated, is based on the percentage of taxes collected within the state of Arizona, New Mexico, and Utah. So those percentages are then used to make the appropriation of the 75%. So it should be a fun exercise going through. We're hopeful to have our first allocation of fuel excise tax in a few years completed by March of 2025 so that those projects can begin and get completed. The other one is we have had an issue with project management, specifically project management that's not non-federal highway projects. So we've been working with our team, with finance, with personnel to establish what we're calling a non-federal highway project management unit. We were successful in hiring a manager for that section. Marco Sells, who was a planner with the Chinle Agency, has graciously accepted the position of program manager for this new unit. We have hired a civil engineer in there. We're looking at hiring additional another civil engineer, and then project managers for that unit. Along with that is we've been working on a online reporting mechanism, which is going to be launched in the next quarter. We're hopeful to get it into trial runs by January and have a go live by the time that we get to the winter session Navajo Nation Council. So that's some exciting news. That system will allow you to track projects by state, by county, by Navajo Nation agency, and also by chapter. We'll be integrating each of the units with the Navajo DOT a little bit at a time, because it'll be, the first one is going to be the federal highway projects, then the non-federal highway projects. Then we'll be adding in the airport projects, the transit projects, all of the different departments and units within Navajo DOT. They'll be able to put all their project reports into one system where community members can then access their reports to track what is going on with all of those activities. So we're really excited about that. The other big news is we actually had a meeting this morning with RR Consulting. We're going to be hiring them as a human resources management consulting firm to help us with the classifications for all of Navajo DOT. When I came into this job back in January, I didn't realize that we had over 100 classifications that we work with just for our one division. And so what we want to do is update all of the classifications to create minimum and preferred qualification criteria for each of those positions. And on top of that, once the classifications are done, is to develop individual job descriptions for each position within Navajo DOT. It's going to be really exciting because that job description will then lay the foundation of the paperwork for the annual employee performance appraisal. So we're really excited about it. And speaking of personnel, there will be an advertisement in the Saturday Gallup Independent announcing job vacancies. Just a few of them offhand that we can share with you is we're looking for an equipment mechanic in Sabanito, equipment operator in Mariano Lake, New Mexico, equipment mechanic in Sabanito, a laborer in Whitehorse Lake, New Mexico, a senior heavy equipment operator for Mariano Lake, New Mexico, a senior building maintenance worker for Delcon, Arizona, a laborer for Red Mesa, Arizona, building maintenance worker for Pinon, Arizona, laborer for Window Rock, Arizona, program and project specialist for Sabanito, New Mexico, heavy equipment operator for Sawmill, Arizona, laborer for Red Springs, New Mexico, laborer for Red Mesa, Arizona, heavy equipment operator for Red Mesa, Arizona, heavy equipment operator for Red Springs, New Mexico, a contracts compliance officer for Sabanito, New Mexico, senior heavy equipment operator for Red Springs, New Mexico, heavy equipment operator for Window Rock, heavy equipment operator for Nagizi, an office aide for Sabanito, a motor coach operator for Kienta, motor coach operator for Navajo, New Mexico, motor coach operator for Aneth, Utah, senior heavy equipment mechanic for Fort Defiance Agency. Actually, there's 3 of them, and then a motor coach operator for Fort Defiance Agency. So we want to encourage you to come apply for a position with us. All of this is handled through the Navajo Nation Department of Personnel Management, www.dpm.navajo-nsn.gov. So please share the word with people that might be interested in come working with DOT so that we can get all these positions filled in a timely manner. From Navajo DOT to everybody on the Navajo Nation, we say have a safe and enjoyable Thanksgiving holiday. Take care. Thank you.